Everything is better on a boat, and your vacation is no exception. This year, experience the world's most beautiful destinations aboard your own private yacht charter with the Moorings. Our fleet of modern, custom-designed yachts is just one reason we were recently voted Best Caribbean Yacht Charter Company by readers of Caribbean Journal. So when you next explore the Virgin Islands, the Bahamas, or elsewhere, don't accept anything less than the Moorings. Your vacation time is precious, so make the most of your freedom on the water. Book your perfect charter at moorings.com. Nothing less than the Moorings.
There are some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a large unexpected inheritance. An always on the verge of death phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone, up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard, so you can get a new one. Just trade in any phone from our top brands on any unlimited plan. With new line on My Plan. Additional terms apply for trade-in and pay off your phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
This is the Berman Project. Hey, it's JD here, back for another week of being introspective and reflective about my personal journey through grief, loss, and the path to mental wellness, all the while lubricating my soul through the music and art of the late indie rock icon, David Berman. So there's that. How are you doing? How's everybody faring out there? It's a tough slog. It's been exceptionally tough for me. I ran out of my meds. I'm not sure if I talked at all about this in the previous episode, but I'm on a cocktail of mental health drugs, and I ran out of 3 of them for 3 days. And on the 3rd day, I rested. I had to keep my head down. I was going through massive withdrawal, and it just was not a good place to be at all. It was pretty ugly, in fact. And I wonder if that's what started the spiral downward that I experienced missing out on the Mulaney concert and, the Pavement backstage goodness. So, it's incumbent upon me to not run out of drugs that I so greatly realize now I need. But sometimes it's easier said than done. I don't know whether I was just tempting fate, thinking that maybe I could step away from them and I could medicate with something else. But boy, it did a fucking number on me. And yeah, I was pretty excessive with the beer and the edibles over the last week or so, more than I should have been. Certainly. I think that it's a problem. And I got to vanilla ice this bitch. And so today is, day 2 of nothing. And it's really hard to step into these shoes and not be a little inebriated. I won't lie to you. I've set a precedent now that when I do this podcast, typically I'm high. And it's hard to navigate this world that I am existing in and simultaneously creating through the podcast I don't know what else to say about that other than I'm going to try to do better. And yeah, I can't do worse. I don't think I can do worse than I've been doing. So there's that. You know, I didn't get into the podcasting game to preach. But here I am on my soapbox preaching that if you need help, if you need respite, then by fuck, seek it out. There are phone numbers to call. There are people to talk to that are in you know, coming from a good place. And that's what I have to say about that. I'm always here too, jd@mediumalchemist.com. If you want to just chew the fat. I'm social. This is going to be a shorty today. I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me to listen to myself talk much longer. So let's get right through the track that we're going to listen to today. It again comes from the Early Times compilation, which compiled Die Map of the Reef and the Arizona record together. And this is the seventh track on the record, and it's a good one. This is a song that I'd like to hear if I do a pod list next year. Somebody jot this down. This is one that I'd like to hear done. I'd like to hear it a little more clean, you know, a little cleaned up, a little more polished. But I really enjoy it. So how about I fuck off and stop talking and we get right to it. This is I Love the Rights on the Berman Project.
Well,
Everything is better on a boat, and your vacation is no exception. This year, experience the world's most beautiful destinations aboard your own private yacht charter with the Moorings. Our fleet of modern, custom-designed yachts is just one reason we were recently voted Best Caribbean Yacht Charter Company by readers of Caribbean Journal. So when you next explore the Virgin Islands, the Bahamas, or elsewhere, don't accept anything less than the Moorings. Your vacation time is precious, so make the most of your freedom on the water. Book your perfect charter at moorings.com. Nothing less than the Moorings.
There are some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a large unexpected inheritance. An always on the verge of death phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone, up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard, so you can get a new one. Just trade in any phone from our top brands on any unlimited plan. With new line on my plan. Additional terms apply for trade-in and pay off your phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to leave up holiday decorations year-round. Others have the need to use their garage as practice space for their new metal band. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.
That was I Love the Rights by an early iteration of Silver Jews. You can find that track on Die Map of the Reef or the Early Times compilation. If you own Die Map of the Reef, I would love to see a photograph. Or let me know. Shoot me an email, jd@mediumalchemist.com. I would love to, be made aware of what that looks like and what that is all about from an actual owner. I mean, I can go to Discogs and, look at it or whatever, but it would be cool to meet somebody who was cool enough to own something that probably not a lot of people owned. If I had to guess. Sleigh Tracks was limited to 1,000 copies. I can't imagine that Die Map was a lick more than that if it even got to that number. It would be interesting to note that. I hope at some point I can sit down with Bob Nasanovich and get a sense of the early days, the stuff that was going on, because it's really difficult to. There's a big Wikipedia entry. And I've got it printed and I, flip through it occasionally. But it's I would just love to hear, I would love to hear it from the horse's mouth, somebody that was there. And in Hoboken. I used to work with somebody that always called Hoboken. I don't think that's how you say it. I think you say Hoboken. Am I saying it the same both times? Has Chopa absolutely ruined me for saying that word? Maybe I can never say it again. Hoboken is how she says it, and it's Hoboken is the real way. I don't know. Is it the same? Am I saying the same fucking thing? Oh, this is terrible. Tareeb. Anyway, from my ears, I hear Bob in there. I also hear at the beginning, I hear the sound of a female. And I remember Bob talking to somebody online about early members of Silver Jews, and there were a couple female names that I recall seeing. I might be on crazy pills, but or I might not be. No, that was last week. You see what it does? It absolutely fucks me up. I bailed on you for 2 weeks, and then that left me feeling guilty and horrible, and then it just spirals down. It just continues to sort of, I ruminate on these fucking stupid thoughts, and next thing I know, I'm just euchred. I'm just fucking trashed and scraping myself up with like a pancake flipper. Fucking troublesome. Let's read a poem. This one comes from Actual Air. The edition that I have, it's page 11, and it is Imagining Defeat. She woke me up at dawn, her suitcase like a little brown dog at her heels. I sat up and looked out the window at the snow falling in the stand of blackjack trees. A bus ticket in her hand. Then she brought something black up to her mouth. A plum, I thought, but it was an asthma inhaler. I reached under the bed for my menthols, and she asked if I ever thought of cancer. Yes, I said, but always as a tree way up ahead, in the distance, where it doesn't matter. And I suppose a dead soul must look back at that tree, so far behind his wagon, where it also doesn't matter, except as a memory of rest or water. Though, to believe any of that, I thought, you have to accept the premise that she woke me up at all. That's Imagining Defeat. Little heavy. Little heavy. Is she leaving because he smokes? Has she got cancer? I love the blackjack trees. I think that just rolls off the tongue in a lovely way. Again, it's not written. It's written in lines of. It's written in stanzas of two. There's no real structure, It's, which is fine, which is totally fine because it's lovely. Why did he think it was a plum? Is this their first interaction? And why does he imagine cancer as a tree way up ahead in the distance where it doesn't matter? That's so far out. That's so far out there. A tree. A tree that doesn't matter. Yeah. And the dead soul looking back at that tree. So far behind the wagon where it also doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I've got very little to give. This is real life. I'm fucking cracking. I'm a little crackerjack here, and this is real life, and it sucks right now. So there's that. Wash your goddamn hands. The Berman Project is a production of Douvra Podcasts and Such. You can find out more about the show at www.thebermanproject.xyz. That's right, I'm fucking Canadian. I'm also social. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, and all the rest at Berman Project.
Douvra Podcasts and Such.
Owning a boat comes with a number of perks, like being able to say ahoy or land ho and not feel weird about it. So here's another perk. Geico's boat insurance offers access to the largest towing fleet on the water. And with specialist support from agents that are as passionate about boating as you are, there's so much value that you'll want to say, shiver me timbers, and not feel weird about that either. Get more with Geico.